Elon Musk is the biggest app. He is the Bond supervillain. He is the world's biggest gangster. But will he get TikTok? So, not really joking, but non-jokes aside, is Elon Musk going to be the one picked by China to let ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok, take over? Now, for those of you interested, whoever buys TikTok doesn't really get the whole TikTok. You don't get, to use a shorthand term, the algorithm. And I know everyone likes to throw that term around these days, and in a little while I'll explain to you what really the algorithm means, because it's not that simple. But Elon Musk track record with Twitter, which he turned into X, is that he halved its value. He paid $44 billion for it. It's estimated to be worth $19 billion. But clearly he has another agenda with these ownership of these social media companies. The guy wants power for himself. I mean, so here's the rocket company. He claims the robots are coming, though I think he's just hyping that to keep his stock value high, like he does with full self-driving cars with Tesla. And he may know that the jig may be up with Tesla soon, so he's desperate to keep a hook in the U.S. government. He's currently living, well, part of the time in one of Mar-a-Lago's bungalows, so he can drop in for dinner with Donald Trump. Of course, you know about the Department of Government Efficiency, which is one of those things that sounds good unless you know anything about politics. Every election cycle, someone points out that the government overpays for a bunch of things, and no one ever makes it less efficient because the money doesn't just disappear. Somebody gets it. Someone benefits from those overpriced goods. One of the senators or congressmen's constituencies. So it's not a matter of really wasting money. It's who's going to get the money. So there really is no efficiency to be had. It's just a question who's going to get the money. But so the Supreme Court they didn't rule. They could have ruled today whether the First Amendment rights of TikTok's users are being violated, but it's really not or the company also, but that's not, I'm sorry, whether ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok's First Amendment rights, are being violated by banning the app. But TikTok doesn't have ByteDance and TikTok don't have First Amendment protection because they're not American citizens or companies. And the reason, if you don't know, why Biden signed in the bill and no one in the government, U.S. government, is really on TikTok's side, or not much, is that TikTok collects a tremendous amount of data about its users. As much or probably more than other social media companies, but it's a Chinese company. It's not an American company. So I guess they want to make sure only Americans can prey on us Americans, I guess. I don't know. But TikTok, of course, if you're going to be a creator, you have to put in your social security number. There's a lot of data that you give these social media companies if you're really interacting with them. Location data. Just think, in your hand, you're letting a company in China know where you move around to at all times. Because you can believe if TikTok's on your phone, it's keeping a record of your movements. It knows what stores you go to, all kind of things. Look for people's phones already get used, the location data, to place you at crime scenes. All sorts of, you can figure out someone's political leanings by where they go. Were you at certain rallies? Do you attend certain places that say, if all people that vote Republican go to this place and you go to this place, then you're probably going to vote Republican. So all sorts of targeting can go on. Elon Musk probably sees that in combination with Twitter and the fact that he now has, at least for the time being, close access to Donald Trump as a major power play. Again, he's not doing it for money. He's turned the value of Twitter down by 50%, though very little of that was his money. He put together an investment consortium. So if Musk is going to try to get TikTok, Mr. Beast supposedly is in the mix now, he would have to get wealthy backers like a Musk. Musk and Mr. Beast owning TikTok. Musk may have a harder time raising funds from banks, financial institutions, because he didn't act as a good steward of the money in the Twitter investment due to changes he made. Again, Twitter's values dropped by half due to greatly decreased advertising revenue. People don't like a lot of the changes that were made. I never was into Twitter. Do you guys like Twitter? I was never a Twitter user. It's just too frenetic, kind of. But it's sort of like TikTok in that it's more so a volume than a quality thing, I guess. Now, for those of you interested in this algorithm thing, like I said, it's really massive machine learning prediction engines. See, that's why TikTok probably works so well at predicting what you're going to like, is because it knows so much about you and what you're doing. So it's able to, that's the amount of data it's getting. And that's probably Musk's great interest, that if TikTok knows you so well that it can keep putting videos in front of you that you watch and scroll in a very addict-like manner, maybe not you, but a lot of people, obviously 170 million users in the U.S., then it's mastering that. It's really good at controlling human behavior. So that's a form of robotization of the population. If I don't need to hypnotize you, if I can control your behavior, just by giving you certain stimulus. So Musk already probably is the reason Trump won the presidency. If you didn't know, he put in $250 million in the last couple weeks or the last couple months of Trump's campaign. That's why Trump is letting him have such access. He gave like $210 million to the super PAC, which the Republicans, so it wasn't directly to Trump because an individual can't give that much, but it was to a political action committee, a PAC, super PAC, that was backing Trump. And that amount of advertising dollars at the end, $250 million just from one guy, along with him helping Trump out on Twitter. He removed Trump's ban. Remember, Trump was off a lot of the social media, though he scared Mark Zuckerberg, because Zuckerberg is backpedaling for Trump now. But so Musk, I think, is trying to make to make an analogy, a Bond supervillain power move. You would have Twitter, TikTok, and have access. Already is in tight with Trump, at least for now. But two guys with those big of egos, I wonder how long that'll last. And he wants to influence government policy. I mean, Tesla and his other companies get money from the government, and that's fine. The government has to buy stuff, and it should be funding cutting-edge technology. But Musk would not be where he's at financially, and Tesla wouldn't be if it wasn't for the fact that before 2023, so in 2022 and before, for years before, if you bought any electric car, and of course Tesla was way out in front with sales, though others are catching up now, you got a $7,500 tax credit, which, that made it much more attractive to buy those cars. And Tesla's market share in electric vehicles are eroding, and electric vehicles generally are seeing stagnant or even declining sales. And they're a real hassle to have. I had a rental electric vehicle in LA recently for a couple weeks. I wanted to check it out. Even in LA, which is probably the most, it must have, well, maybe the Bay, California in general, the most charging stations, you had to really map out how are you going to move carefully. I almost ran out several times because you would get to these power stations and they would be broken. So, anyways, TikTok is on the verge of either, it won't just end abruptly, it just won't be able to get updated and stuff, so it'll just slowly kind of die out over the next few months if a deal doesn't happen, or the prediction engine that takes all your data, probably a lot of stuff you'd be shocked to know, and predicts what you'll like to watch. Part of that will be kept by ByteDance, but I'm sure whatever part is left, Musk will use the data, or whoever gets it, and to reverse engineer a pretty good facsimile thereof. So Twitter and TikTok combined, along with being in Trump's inner circle and being the world's richest man, $452 billion, is, we're in uncharted waters of one man's influence. Perhaps. What do you think, Al Prophet?